Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So I'm going to be doing a reading for Blu-rays. YouTube's been acting kind of weird lately. YouTube has been acting pretty fucking weird lately. I go and while I'm getting the cards ready, hello Blu-rays, a little bit of a story time. I go live right now and I see that YouTube randomly chooses to turn off my video monetization. That's supposed to stay on. Boo-boo. Stop trying to rob me of my 50 cents for this video. Like, y'all, it's some crazy shit. Crazy shit. But anywho, let's go ahead and get started. Blu-rays, it's showtime. Like, I don't know. Like, are you being asked to show up? Are you being asked for something else? But it's a sense of like showtime, like the stage is about to go, I guess, go live, or it's like, I don't know, it's a weird sense. It's like this, like the curtains are about to go up. Whatever it is, the curtains are about to be lifted. Okay, definitely about to be lifted. And I don't know. I hope it's a good show. I hope it's not a like crappy show. Whatever the show is, I hope it's good. But it's like, what? Showtime? So let me just finish getting the cards ready. Let me just finish. Spotlights and all. So I don't know. Shit. Well, let me have a conversation with Michael. What do you mean by showtime? Like, is that a good thing? Is it like an empowering thing? Like, hey, it's time to show up, people. So he's giving me two blips of like, it's a positive thing that is achieved through negative. Does that make sense? It's a positive that's achieved first through the negative. The negative doesn't necessarily mean it's like on a personal level. It could absolutely be like collective events, collective experiences. With Blu-rays, we really are basically feeling whatever the collective is going to experience. We feel it in advance. There's a high tendency of that happening. Organized chaos. Yep. Yeah. Could be that. This stack fell, so I'll take that whole thing. Organized chaos. Messages coming in through chaotic means. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. This organized chaos involves components from past, no, not past relationships or past connections, past timelines. Boom. So previous timelines are coming forward. It feels like these previous timelines have to do with, I don't know. I hear continuums. I don't know if that's the appropriate word. Continuums that were paused. Let me hold on. A continuous sequence in which adjacent elements are not perceptibly different from each other, although the extremes are quite distinct. Okay. Well, it is a continuous sequence. Yes. A coherent whole characterized as a collection, sequence, or progression of values or elements varying by minute degrees, good and bad. Okay. Stand at opposite ends of a continuum instead of describing two halves of a line. Wayne Schumacher. First off, I want to share that Schumachers are the sexiest rims ever. I'm just saying. Schumachers are hot. Let's see. It is a sense that, so continuum would be applicable. It is a sense that some specific continuum was paused and there was a divergent moment. It diverged. It separated. Okay, it separated. And this side was paused and this side kept going all the way through. A blockage, something in the front of us. Path probably has been fucking initiated. Okay. Shit just got really real. Shit just got really real right now. Fucking A. Whoa. Okay, so the trajectory of the consciousness was just hurtling down this one path, right? And then it's like the hand of creation took this big slab of Blu-ray, stuck it right there like, no, bitch, this is not continuing. Boom. This that got paused has to do with the Monkey merger strain. This is a very specific parasitic situation here. These are not like regular parasites. And as far as I know, no one else can detect this, which kind of, it makes me feel like people might think that I'm making shit up. But this is a very specific type of strain. It is a symbiotic type of strain. It doesn't seek to hold on to you while it feeds. It seeks to merge with you. And if people, Michael says, be careful of what I say, because then there are those who do indeed watch my work. This is a proven thing. And they try and mimic what I talk about in my work and try and say that they do the same thing, which is fine with me. Like, whoever wants to believe that, that's fine. I feel like whoever's supposed to work with me ends up working with me, and whoever's not doesn't. So it's not necessarily that I'm like, oh, someone's going to take my business. Like, no. This is more of, that comes from a very parasitic standpoint to begin with, where you have to mimic something else, someone else, and try and take ownership of something that's not yours. You know what I mean? The abilities, the knowledge. I don't even want to deal with that. I'm just like, you do you, boo. I'll just stay over here. Whatever. So this 2M, this is a 2M parasitic strain. There's times where some of you have seen me doing expedited requests and 2M is present, and that I have to stop the person from being able to comment. And then they need to get a 2M extraction. In addition to that, I go ahead and I clear the whole audience. Well, because 2M is transmitted through electrotonal waves. Electrotonal. Your eyes and your ears are designed to bypass your auric shield. It pulls in that information because typically that information is benign. It's just information. Now, when that big slab of Blu-ray was put in the path and boom, this got halted, that's because creation made this detour and Blu-rays went, fuck you, bitch, you out. We did. That was a whole huge part, unspoken part in those Lyran wars. So Blu-rays were incarnated in huge numbers as Lyrans. Some shit had to be done. Something had to be done because this trifecta was created that was positioning itself to basically overthrow creation itself. Fuck that shit, bitch. Just fuck that shit, bitch. That's what creation said. And then creator was like, Michael, handle that shit. And then Michael was like, with pleasure. Because that's how Michael is. When creation tells Michael to fucking get destructive, with pleasure. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. So this is what this is. This is exactly what this is. That 2M situation is showtime. Is showtime. This popped up a few years ago. 2M, they were basically eradicated. Okay? You cannot withstand the force and precision of a Lyran cloister. That's like, to me, it just makes sense. Like, this is Lyran cloister, bitch. You getting raised to the ground. Like, rip. That's the only outcome. That's the only outcome that can happen. And so they were like eliminated. That was supposed to have stopped right there. That's why you probably will never find anything online regarding 2M. I'm the one that even coined that term. That's not their name. It's an abbreviation for the merger that occurs. So you probably won't find anything from there. You probably won't find anyone who gets downloads regarding this because their existence was scrubbed. It was completely scrubbed. Whatever hand they had in these different things that happened during the course of human history, it was scrubbed. And so how did they continue? Why is this coming up again? Well, because 3 continue to exist who are a hybridized vessel. They had within them spliced genome, sections, segments. If they had the complete genome, they would have been tracked down and they would have been neutralized. But because it was segments and not like full segments, it's like a little segment here, a little segment there, not enough to track, those 3 vessels, that alone, their continued existence alone allowed for the potentiality of this timeline, this continuum that was paused instead of deleted to continue. Because really, when you pause something, it always has that potential to be unpaused and continue going. So now, timelines are merging. That's some shit. Major shit. So now this kind of concerns me. Usually I'm fucking around, but I don't think I'm going to this time. I think this time I have to be very, very serious. So vertigo. With this card, when 2 continuums, 2 separate fully formed continuum collide, it's not just like a magnet, it just sticks together. No, it will reverberate against each other like that before it settles and then realigns and merges forward. So vertigo, card number 35, vertigo, whatever you choose will be correct. Humanity chose for the 2 continuum to fucking come back together. I'm gonna be honest, that makes me real fucking mad. But that's okay. That's what was chosen. So 35. 3 is a solid foundation from which to launch change, the number 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. Merger. There is a merger that is about to or has already begun to occur. Now, it's very, very interesting that this information is coming forward right now as that 1212 portal begins to dilate. It begins to dilate. It's already started. For 2 weeks before that 1212 date, the dilation will intensify. That's what's happening right now. It's an intensification of a dilation process. So we have to radically upset. We have to radically upset. We have to radically accept whatever path it is we've chosen as a collective whole. Yes, we have all chosen this together. If you feel like you did not consciously choose this, I beg to differ. I beg to differ. We all chose this together. We did. We did. And it kind of is what it is. It carries with it the potentiality of tremendous trauma-induced secretion. So the negative can and should always be allowed to enter into the realm of the positive. Okay? It can and will benefit us at the end of the day. So, the death card. Death of situation or endings, new beginnings. With a 13 being there, 13 is not an evil number. Witchcraft is not necessarily an evil thing. Evil exists within the heart and the intention of the individual. Okay? So, here's the thing, that 13 being there, this kind of tells me that this is a feminine, not that females are evil, but this is a feminine process, a very magical goddess type process. And that to me feels like a rebirthing, because does a god birth? No, it's a goddess that gives birth. So 1313, an elevated goddess energy, allowing us to be rebirthed. 1 + 3 is 4. 1 + 3 is 4. We have 4 and 4. That's equal, standing shoulder to shoulder. Oh shit! Now it's like that's equal, standing shoulder to shoulder. 4 and 4. Michael says when the two decide to step into their role, oftentimes that stepping into the role requires a bending of the will. We ready. You know, we ready. So this is getting intense real quick. Like, can we just slow it down? Like really romance me into this reading. Don't just like pop it in. You know, just romance me a little bit. Just romance me. Take it real slow. Because I'm starting to get dizzy. I'm not joking. I'm starting to fucking get dizzy. Kind of 14, going beyond normal. Going beyond normal. There's layers and levels that we are reaching. These layers and levels require a specific amount of holding it together, holding separate things together. Because what do buttons do? What were they designed to do? To hold things together, to close things up. We got to button it up. Wait, there's military definition of button. Oh, fuck. What? Sorry. Okay. Nut to butt, licky and chewy, smoking and joking. Boomstick, onesie twoosie. Okay. Green weenie. Oh, that's awesome. Do y'all know what it means? I'm not military. Do y'all know what it means? To button it up. Like button it up. Military definition of button it up. Okay, so Urban Dictionary came up. Okay, we go with that. Hold on. So, buttoned up, to finish or correctly complete a job, commonly used by people from a naval or a military background. Okay, button it up, buttoned up. Okay, we need to button that bitch up. Okay. This is, it needs to be buttoned up, packaged and buttoned. Packaged and buttoned. I don't know what the fuck this means. I swear, I almost wanted to join the military just to know the lingo. Just to know the lingo. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's FUBAR. It's FUBAR. Oh my gosh, let me stop. Just calm down. Calm down. I thought you were going to be serious. Be serious, girl. This is a serious reading. So, we have to go beyond normal, okay? We have to go beyond normal. This is in terms of energy. We are not fixating on people, okay? There's no human enemy to be had. This is completely, totally, 100% strictly about energy. In energetic terms, I think we are approaching is it okay for me to talk about this on a live stream? Okay. Interstellar positioning for prime. You have me all nervous. Interstellar positioning has been accomplished for the priming of the galactic shielding. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, every single Blu-ray, especially Blu-ray Cloister, we are strategically positioned throughout the world. And once activated, we form a grid. We form a grid. And this grid is a shield. It is a galactic shield. We are galactic guardians. That's what our function is. We are here to guard on a galactic scale. So, interstellar positioning has been achieved. We are now primed for galactic shield activation. I mean, the reality of it is, we could be primed for many, many, many generations and it not really be used. We have so many missile silos all across the nation. Have any been used? See what I'm saying? We have all sorts of different capabilities in regards to weaponry and national defense type stuff. Have we had to employ any of that we've seen as a country? You know what I mean? So this is not a time. I'm sorry, who are you telling to be quiet? Because Michael just pointed out your comment. So, card number 28, sacrifice. What can you let go of? What can you let go of? I recognize that in that moment, Michael points out the comment, and really, I mean, I don't know why he would point it out, but I know that he knew it would trigger me. It would trigger me. For what reason, though? Because I need to begin surging energy. When you get triggered by specific types of triggers, that's one of my triggers. When I get triggered in that way, it triggers my spiritual parasympathetic system. When that's triggered, just like with your human physiological parasympathetic system, you will now begin pumping ridiculous amounts of adrenaline. You're either going to get ready to fight or you're going to get ready to run. Fight or flight. No matter what you do, you're ready. You're pumping all of that adrenaline. So at this point, that whatever, I don't know if she's talking to me or talking to someone else, it's really irrelevant at this point, because I totally recognize this has to do with priming me and my energetic field. How do you guys feel right now? When I asked that question, did you feel your heart start to pump? Did you suddenly feel kind of goosebumpy, like, oh shit? Yeah, because you feeling that energy too. It's like, ooh, we gonna do some shit. I don't know what's gonna happen, but we ready. We ready. So, yeah, Miss Stell, unless you want to answer my question, I suggest you probably kind of just quietly fade for the rest of the life, because I don't want to inadvertently direct this at you. I want to choose to continue to believe that your comment had nothing to do with me, was not directed at me, and was simply Michael trying to trigger me to surge energy like this. So what can you let go of? Let go of your usual way of expending energy. Let go of how you waste that energy by allowing yourself to deploy for no reason other than because you can. Okay? For no reason other than because you can. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And these are, whenever I repeat the thing over again, it means that there's a huge emphasis on it. Huge emphasis on it. Usually when you say things 3 times, what ends up happening is it gets put on your the plate. We just call it the plate that you're offering up to manifest. It's like, if you're, I don't know, sometimes I like to pretend I'm a chef and I'll load my little, my brother's cafeteria tray. I'll load his cafeteria tray with all my ingredients and stuff, and I'm all ready, like, da, 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 in the kitchen, I'm gonna chop things up. Sometimes I do that. And what's happening right now is we're loading all of these things on a tray, and we have to be really, really careful of what we are inadvertently placing on that tray. If you don't remove your produce from their individual produce bag from the grocery store, and you just grab a whole bunch of plastic bags thinking you're grabbing the green bell peppers, I mean, who knows what else you've put on the tray, right? So we have to be aware of what we are priming to be manifested. When I say things twice, usually I would say it 3 times, and that kind of like that inserts it into the manifestation template. When I say it twice, that still gives you the sovereign right to choose for yourself to repeat it the 3rd time within yourself, silently, out loud. It really doesn't matter. But to repeat it within yourself so that you can go ahead and choose what you're manifesting. So, card number 13. Card number 13, new beginnings. We are approaching new beginnings. And these new beginnings have nothing to do with any type of like global destruction or anything like that. That is some bullshit storyline that we continuously are fed so that we can help to manifest that. That's what the news does. That is what the news does. The world is actually much more peaceful than the news will allow us to believe it to be. It is actually much more peaceful. So when you allow yourself to continue to listen to like, I hear instigation. It's like instigating so much fear, because it's one thing to talk about a problem and then discuss a solution right after it, offer up solutions. But it's another thing to just kind of leave it as like, ooh, be afraid, and that's what's going on. So we need to unplug ourselves from that program, because it's a TV program. right? It's a TV program. It's called that for a reason. So card number 18, spirals of manifestation. We are manifesting the very things that we need. So as Blu-rays, we are manifesting the very struggles, the very irritations, the very inconveniences that we need to trigger us into a state of trauma-induced secretion. This is our natural process. It just is. It just is. So for those who don't quite understand the actual concept of Blu-ray, it is so far removed from things like Starseed and all of that. It just is. It just is. Because you think of Starseed and you think of a benevolent alien, like angels, ascended masters, the whole like beautiful aspect of it, the love and light. The reality of the cloister, from infancy, we were basically raised like Spartans. If you've ever seen the movie 300, you know how they're raised. You're put in a very rough, very challenging environment from infancy, basically. Well, no, not infancy, from very early on in life. And it's what makes you an extremely efficient, proficient warrior. So how do we prepare ourselves for our purpose as warrior souls, warrior energy? Well, the best way to bring a warrior out of me is to place me in front of something that triggers my traumas. Because really, I won't react the way you think I'm going to react. I just really won't. I won't. People tend to not like how I react once that's triggered, because there's really not much you can do to stop me. And I'm not that big. I'm not that big. Most people are taller, bigger than me. Most people. That's not going to stop me. It's going to take several people to get me to even slow down. It sounds crazy. And that's because that's what my coding is for. Once you get me to that certain level of frequency accretion, one of my most highly developed abilities is to find a way through. If I can't go around you, if I can't go underneath you, if I can't go above you, I will accrete enough frequency to bulldoze right through you. I will go right through you. And that's how Blue-ray Cloister works. We have this capability. And so now the early stages of this is by creating that grid, that network, activating that. If I have the ability to go through you, chances are the material that I'm made of, the etheric material, the substance that creates the cloister, if I can penetrate through you, that means I probably am a harder metal, making an analogy, and you probably won't be able to penetrate through my shield. If I can pierce through yours, that means I'm made of something that's much more efficiently designed for warfare. So cloister, you can't pierce. It would be very, very, very fucking difficult to pierce through activated cloister shielding. It's that takes a grouping of principalities of hell working together, and they don't like to work together. They don't. They're always only out for themselves. They would have to band together and fixate on you, or probably for an activated cloister member, it would be for prolonged periods. It would have to be for prolonged periods. And for someone like me who they've fixated on me for so long, I'll take all you bitches on. I don't give a shit. I will take all you fucking bitches on my own terms. Michael like that. I know you wanted to hear me say that. The sun, happiness and bright prospects. Here we go. We have that sun energy. We have that very strong solar energy, that heat, that fire. That's an important thing to have. It's an important thing to allow to flood through your field. Now, you need that very strong solar energy because you need to burn away the past. See this right here? That's a grouping of principalities of hell trying to pierce through your shield. Look how she put up her dainty hand. No, bitches. Not today. I'm just saying. Yeah, no, Blu rays don't trip like that. They don't. When it comes to energetic warfare, whew, we're like the Jedi. No, you won't. Sit down. You're afraid of me. I wish I was joking. I wish I was joking. I wish I was, but I'm not. That's what tickles me the most is I'm not joking. So, card number 27, Fortune. Blu-rays, specifically Blu-ray Cloister. We're the best outfitted group in that Blu-ray family. We are so ridiculously over-armed, ridiculous levels of armor, the types of armor that exist. I'm not allowed to talk about it because there are some armors that have never been discussed beyond the ears of Cloister members. That type of armor is we have so much that we are given to make it easy, very, very easy for us to complete our job, our function in this life and outside of it. So with that, like, you don't even have to put any effort. You don't. You don't have to worry about this. You don't have to do anything extra. You don't have to, like, all of this is already programmed within you. This is part of your gift. This is in the abundance package that you receive. And no one can take this from you. Nobody. And I'm going to be fucking for real right now. Unless the individual is a high-ranking Cloister member, they cannot activate any of this. Because as all of this begins to progress and people begin to become aware of what's going on right now, they'll begin to offer this Blu-ray, that, unless their energy booms at the same intensity that mine does, in the same place that my energy affects you. Hey, that's up to you. That's up to you. I just know with the work that I do, unless you are a high-ranking Cloister member, either my equal or above me, you can't activate me. You can't do shit to me. You can't do anything to my energy, to my template, none of that. And if someone tried, Michael himself will electrocute the shit out of you in your neck. Emmie attacked me in my neck. No, bitch, you tried to do something to me. And I wasn't paying attention, so Michael tasered you. I didn't do shit to you. I'm sorry. He's my boo. He loves me like that. He loves me like that. Michael is like... He goes, don't say it. Don't say it. He's like a Russian thug. I'm just saying. He's like a Russian thug. Right in the neck. Just like that. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why is there flashes? Keep doing your work. I was like, who the got tasered. Someone got tasered. It wasn't me. I was just saying. Don't fuck with his boo. I'm his boo. Carry on. Okay, card number 36, listening for truth. I just said it. That made him laugh. Okay, real talk. Real talk. That's why he got ruffle sleeves. You don't know every layer of ruffles contains new weaponry. Just saying. They never see it coming, you know? I'm just saying. He's a Russian thug. I don't know. He goes, why Russian? I don't know. Leave me alone. It doesn't sound the same if you're like, he's a French thug. And not to downplay French men. He's a Pacific Islander thug. 57% at 7:57. You got me all like distracted. Card number 36, listening for truth. So here we are facing, you know, this this continuum that we are on, okay? And there we have what appears to be like infectious material. That's a 2M type. To me, it feels like, and I don't remember ever having this card give me any 2M feels, but it feels like this is something that's coming in from the back. Again, do we need to be afraid? No. The way I see it, we kicked their asses a while back. We can kick their asses again. I'm just saying. So, when I watched the movie Venom, Michael's asking me to share this, and it might make sense, okay? When I watched the movie Venom, there was so much similarity to what I see during an attempt for merger, okay? When this merger, it goes straight to the chakras. It goes straight to the chakras. And once it reaches a certain percentage of merger, if the host is not compatible with a level of frequency, because this species, this merger process requires the infusion of so much like almost like an antihistamine. It prevents you from reacting to it. It dulls your senses. I mean, pop some Benadryl and see what happens. See how sleepy and foggy brained you get, okay? So it's like that. If the person, the host, does not have a frequency that's high enough to bridge the discrepancy, because 2M is not a fourth dimensional creature. It's not a fourth dimensional energy. This shit has frequency that goes beyond our 15 dimensional time space matrix. This is an extremely high frequency malevolent energy. It don't matter what you're doing with your shielding. It don't matter what meditations you're doing. Electrotonal waves penetrate through your auric shield the way they were designed to do. They ride on those waves. They ride on it. So when the person has been infected, they don't have a frequency that's high enough to be able to bridge that gap between the 2M and their frequency. The suppression begins. And if you can talk to any naturopath, homeopathic doctor, TCM person, and they will tell you if they know about it. When you suppress symptoms, those symptoms then enter into the lungs. It creates respiratory distress. It creates cardiac distress because of the strain on the lungs, the strain on the heart from the lungs. It also can affect your senses. Your senses. It can negate the proper function of your senses. Y'all understand what I'm getting at, right? It has to do with exosomal things. It has to do with, I can't talk about it anymore. So let's see. Two of Wands in reverse. Sadness, trouble, restraint caused by others, loss of faith, and surprise. Surprise! Sadness, trouble, restraint caused by others, loss of faith, and surprise. For me, the message of this card is telling me that Blu-rays, especially those with the higher frequencies, you may experience quite a bit of like agitation, quite a bit of like familial relationship, environmental discord. And it might be to insulate you. Okay. We all have conflicts that we go through here and there with the people we love, the people we know. It's not necessarily some life-shattering thing. It can feel like it because as you accrete more of that extremely high frequency, it's like this sense of what do you call it? It's like this sense of, I keep hearing abrading. What is that? Like scraping off? Abradement? What? To rub or wear away, especially by friction, erode, to irritate or roughen by rubbing, to wear down in spirit, irritate, weary, intransitive verb. Okay, well that fucking works. I love that Michael uses terminology that I've forgotten. I really do. I have such a deep affinity for that. Like, I love it. So it will abrade. So this is a receptor, right? This is like an etheric counterpart of a pain receptor. If it abrades it the energy is going to continue to rub on it until it's rubbed raw. And that's the sensitivity you experience as you go through ascension cycles. Do you realize how many of these etheric receptors there are in your body? This is a lot. It's a lot. And so many of us have become so disconnected from the information that comes in from soul that until all of them are basically rubbed raw, you really don't notice what's going on. And by the time they're all rubbed raw, you begin to have emotional struggles. Everything irritates you. Everyone's pissing you off. Why can't people just be patient and understanding with you? Why this? Why that? Oh my God, hell no. What the fuck? What? I mean, these are just the words that come to mind when I go through those processes. And it's not that you're just tripping. It's not that your circumstance, your feelings are not valid. It's that we have to recognize what this process is doing. Because of the fact that we've reached proper galactic positioning to now activate the galactic shield, aka all of us, just by existing, you're going to be pulling in energy towards you. This is extremely high frequency. That 1212 portal can push a shit ton of energy, bigger than Lionsgate. So if you look at things in terms of numbers, Lionsgate is 8. The number for the self is 4. So the Lionsgate is the pair together, right? So the pair together. 12 is 3 sets of 4. So you have the pair plus 1 more. It's now the Trinity. So when you have the Trinity, you have a solid foundation from which to launch a whole bunch of shit, a whole bunch of defensive measures, offensive measures, I mean, this shit gets real tactical, real fucking quick, real fucking quick. If you want to put it in like military terms, you're clearing a room, you're clearing a dwelling, you're ready. You're ready, right? You got to button up tight. Person has to stay on your shoulder. Stay on my shoulder, stay on my shoulder. Every room. They got your 6. You're ready. From whatever direction it comes from, you're ready. Now you add in a third person who's a fucking sniper in the building across the street. You're sweeping shit real good now. Boom, boom, boom. You're done. Clear. Next floor. Clear. Next floor. Clear. That's efficiency. That's Blu-ray tactic. A lot of the tactical things that you see in video games and movies, those are fucking copies of Blu-ray tactics. That's fucking programmed in Blu-rays. That's a part of my coding. This is not shit that I took a class for. No. To me, it's just common sense. It's just common sense. 48% at 808. All of this is common sense. So you have the 8, which is the 2, plus another set of 4, which makes it 12. You now have a solid foundation to begin sending over tremendous amounts of coding, sending over extremely high frequency at a resonance that will only affect Blu-rays and especially Blu-ray cloister. This resonance will not enter a regular human being. It will not enter Blu-rays who are of the fallen branches. And it's not because they're bad or evil or less than. It's that they serve a different purpose. There's balance that's being created. For those who are affected by this extremely high resonance, what ends up happening is they're able to anchor much deeper into the earth so that they can rise even higher in frequency. For those who are of the fallen branches, they begin to experience a greater effect from the density that we live in. They'll have probably more struggles. And again, it's not because they're less than, worse, bad, being punished. No. They got to anchor in the bottom half. They have to be fully present in the earthly experience to anchor in the bottom half. We all come from the same family. We all come from the same family. You saying, it's just like me saying, oh, I'm better than my cousin. Bitch, we came from the same family, okay? At one point, we were both matter that once were fucking the eggs in our mothers who are still in their mother's womb. Just saying, we all the same shit. We family. So now there comes a point where you have to really figure out, look. Choices, chaos, wishing, obedience, belonging, grove. This grove card aggravates the shit out of me. I'm going to be honest. It aggravates the shit out of me. I don't know why. Probably because I'm very good at avoidance, and that grove card for some reason makes me feel like I can't avoid shit. So a choice needs to be made. You have to choose a direction to direct your focus towards. Okay? You can't sit there and just be like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. No matter what, something's going to happen. How you perceive it is what determines whether it's a good or bad thing for you. Events are just events. Each event takes you to the next event. If you just focus on that, this event is temporary. It's just like that next step to get me to the next step. Then it's not too big a deal. Okay? And then obviously chaos is just a lot of just, chaotic things going on within our own personal lives, within the world at large. It's always extra chaotic during the holidays. It is what it is. It's no big deal. We've gotten through so many different holiday seasons. I mean, really, we'll get through this as well. Okay? We've gotten through so many different new people working in specific offices, if you catch my drift, in January. We'll get through this too. Like, really. I mean, really. There's nothing that we haven't already experienced, that we haven't already survived. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. 44% at 8:12. Interesting. It was 44% at 8:12, 55 minutes and 5 seconds into the video. So we went into this whole spiel about 4 and 4 equaling the 8 and then the 12, right? 55 minutes and 5 seconds into the video. 55 being an elevated number of change, 0 being the point of origination, leading to further change. It's a lot of numbers going on, a lot of numbers going on. So the wishing, we come from the same family. To me, this always looks like it's either two people kind of cuddling, comforting each other, or one person hugging themselves. Stop wishing and start manifesting. Regardless of which branch you come from on that Blu-ray family tree, stop wishing and start manifesting. Recognize you have the ability and the authority to manifest whatever you need to manifest in your life. And I'm not talking about manifestations that are rooted in distorted human perception of I'm going to manifest myself a Lamborghini because I deserve it. Okay, well, good for you. But if that's not in alignment with the path your soul is trying to take you on, you're going to be very disappointed. Okay, you're going to be disappointed because sometimes what we consider success is so far removed from what our soul has defined for us as success. Sometimes the human brain thinks I'll be successful when I own a Lamborghini, but in reality, the soul has allowed you to experience a moment of such profound trauma-induced accretion that has left you in a wheelchair. So success would be you walking. That's some serious shit right there. That is some serious, serious, serious shit right there. That type of analogy, period, can really help us to see the way our soul functions. Was your ability to walk taken away because you're bad? You need to be punished. You were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Or was it something along the lines of, we need you to know how powerful you are. We need to see you begin the process of realizing the one thing you can never give up on in this life is yourself. I mean, there's so many different things, so many different ways that we can learn. But pain, when you learn through pain, that type of learning, the amount of pain is directly tied to the depth of learning. The greater the pain, the deeper the lesson. The higher the elevation of consciousness, the grander the expansion of self, of soul. All of this is tied together. All of it. It's just all of it is tied together. Why can I experience really, really horrible things in life and still be very, very loving and because I understand. It's a hard lesson to learn. It hurts so much. But the learning, the price was paid for a reason. The learning is profound. It takes me to the next level of my learning. So just keep that in mind when you think life is being unfair, okay? The truth of a Blu-ray is we will always be obedient. We will always be obedient. Now, this is true for the Blu-rays who are not part of the fallen branches, okay? The ones who came from the fallen branches, they're still kind of working on correcting the distortions that led to the disobedience. It wasn't willful disobedience. These were distortions that were created as part of that trifecta. That trifecta, Draconians, 2M, and Azazel. That trifecta was the very trifecta that began the genome experimentations. They harvested Blu-ray coding, spliced it with terrestrial beings, creating Cro-Magnon. I don't know if you'll find information on this online. These are conversations that I have with Michael. I'm just like, you're so full of shit. There's no fucking way. There's just no fucking way. You're full of shit. I haven't found anything that resonates as deeply as the way Michael explained that to me, because he showed a whole bunch of different things. And that's just kind of my understanding, and whatever. I guess whatever, it is what it is. Okay, we're all hybridized. Okay, we're all hybridized. Jeez. So belonging. House of Night. House of Night. Belonging. We all belong to our shadows. Our shadows all belong to us. And we have to stop being afraid of our aspects, being afraid of the things we can hear and learn in that shadow. Shadow is not evil. Evil has to do with your intent. Okay? Evil has to do with your intent. Darkness is not about being evil. Darkness is a polarity. It's a varying degree of placement on that plane of light. So, what is evil? Evil is your intent. Are you intentionally attempting to harm someone? Then you're fucking evil. Okay? That's a human concept. We have to allow ourselves to go beyond the human concept and recognize we are being manipulated through fear. If you fear the darkness, if you fear the shadow, you'll fear those aspects within yourself. One of the most powerful decisions I've ever made is to dive deep into my own shadow. That's where I found all my badassery. Because until I got to the point where I was no longer afraid of my own shadow aspects, my own journey into my darkness, I was fair game. I was easy target. Because my light shines really bright, they can find me very easily. And when I say they, I'm talking about demonic beings. They found me very, very easily. No matter where I go, if I go on vacation, they find where I stay. Not the same ones, but whatever's in that location, they find me. Now, wherever I go, they find me and they don't fucking approach. Because you approach me, that's a declaration of war. And now I have all my armory, all my whatever the fuck I need. I will defend my space with the appropriate level of force. I will not hesitate, and I will not feel bad. So don't try it. Just don't try. And it's usually enough where they don't try. I'll see things kind of, oh shit. They're like, oh shit, it's her. That's right. That's right, it's me. Let's see. All right, so card number 5, clinging to the past. So with the obedience card, Teresa, I'm not talking about being obedient to someone else. It's not like, oh, I'm obedient to my spouse. I'm obedient to the government. I'm obedient to my church. This is about an obedience to creation. Strictly creation. Thank you, Rich. It's about your obedience to the will of Creator. The way Blu-rays function, we don't do anything that we are not first commanded to do. And that command simply comes from God thinking. So if there's energetic distortions in this part of creation, and that God consciousness is like, oh, I wonder if I should neutralize it. Blu-rays are there, neutral. That's it. Next thing. So I'm definitely not talking about obedience to any human concept. Y'all, I am so fucking obedient. Anytime you try and force my obedience is a time I will choose not to be. Okay? Yeah, that's just a given. So card number 5, clinging to the past. Whatever happened in the past, that's a separate event. Focus on the events in front of you now, okay? The truth of time is that everything's happening all at the same time, and it's just differing tendrils that come from that one implosion, explosion that is being experienced. And humanity, the human mind, is what created the concept of linear time. But really, what in space is linear? Even the orbits are not linear. They're just not. They're not. So, just say. Card, playfulness. Oh my God. Oh, this card just took on a whole new meaning. Blu-rays are playful in their badassery, for real. Super playful in their badassery, like them be magic hands. They are magic hands, and mofos will catch some magic in those hands if they need to. Blu-rays, I don't know if you've ever watched any war movies or what, but it's like how they show all the soldiers, you know. Can you guys hear and see me now? Okay, I'm sorry. I got upset for a second. I got upset for a second. It has to do with innocence and maturity. I was talking about how many Blu-rays, at some point, they'll recall some very graphic events that we were part of. And oftentimes, when the realization of some of the wars we've participated in, when that hits you, many Blu-rays struggle so deeply with it. It's such a profound pain that occurs. This blaming of the self, this like very unfair, unrealistic condemnation. You are innocent in this. There was no maliciousness in you. You have to allow yourself to mature enough emotionally to recognize this was not a malicious act that you were a part of. There were greater acts of maliciousness that we had to subdue. We had to use the same actions, the same language that was being used by what we were subduing. We were not just mirroring. You cannot go to a gunfight with a knife. You have to be armed as well. Not only do you have to be armed, you have to have higher caliber weaponry with attachments that will create a higher likelihood of accuracy. And that's how you neutralize an aggressor quickly, efficiently, minimal collateral damage. We have to just forgive ourselves, not for remembering what happened, but for our lack of ability to accept our innocence in our attempt to neutralize, just as creation asked us to do. We don't need to forgive ourselves for being monsters, because we are not monsters. We have to forgive ourselves for not having the capacity to understand. Huge difference. Huge difference. Reconcile the differences within yourself. Allow yourself to really come to terms with the fact that we have been present for some of the most bloodiest times in creation. Not because we were the aggressors, but because we aggressively neutralized what was being done. At no point are we simply the aggressors. At no point. There's no point in having an army if there's just gonna be some, like, hi, I hate to bother you. Could you please stop committing grievous acts on this group, please? Whenever you're busy, whenever you're free. I mean, I know you're busy. Yeah, if you could just kind of think it over, that would be amazing. Blu-rays don't do that. The way Blu-rays function: scanning, identity confirmed, threat neutralized. Boom. Scanning, no more threats detected, mission complete. That's how Blu-rays function. That's the truth of it. And we're not like, who can we kill next? It's like, let's go home, clean everything off, recalibrate, repair. That's it. Because as we experience those types of events with those beings, we take in quite a bit of their distortion. So we have to go back home and clear out and restore our original code. And it's not like, yeah, we won. It's like, mission complete, go back home, restore, recode. Done. We just sit, we wait. Okay, we have to, all right, guess we're all everybody on the plane. We're all fucking going in. So the possibilities are endless. The possibilities of how all of this plays out, when it plays out, the way it plays out. Really, don't sit there waiting for some tragic event to happen within the next few weeks, within the next few months, within the next few years. Soul does not work that way. Soul has been telling me some shit like, very soon. Motherfucker, it's been over 40 years at this point. Hey, to Soul, that's still very soon. It's coming. It's coming. I'd like my tracking number, please. Okay, stop. Oh. All right. Creativity in past lives. Creation is upping the ante. This absolutely has to do with 2M. It's getting creative in the way it allows for that 2M circumstance that was originally neutralized to play back out. I never even noticed there were fucking hands holding the top half. Wow. Wow. Do you see the hands? I just noticed that right now. I always thought it was an hourglass. What the fuck? Look at that shit. So we got airdropped like some fucking Army Rangers. Okay. Yeah. We got airdropped. And there is this other group that we are still connected to. It has to play itself out. It has to play live again. Jesus Christ. Can you guys hear and see me? Can you guys hear and see me? That's what's coming through. I don't know if y'all can hear and see me. That's what's coming through, though. The farmer in the dell, the farmer in the dell. Hi-ho, the dairy-o, the farmer in the dell. The rat takes the cheese, the mouse takes the cheese. Hi-ho, the dairy-o, the mouse takes the cheese. Okay, let's shuffle. Am I back? Hey, leave Paul alone. He's with his family eating turkey. Eating turkey. Oh my fucking God. Am I really buffering again? All right, carrying on. We're back. Okay, we're back. Card number 16, life experience. Let go of belief systems that no longer work for you. An important life-changing event, a situation that leads to significant opportunities. The tower is looming. The tower is looming. I say that because that's what Michael said. The tower is looming. So we're approaching an event horizon. That's one message. Secondly, the word looming, that's how you weave. You use a loom. So I'm wondering if this tower event is a very structure that's going to be used to help repair the weaving of the fabric of creation. That's very interesting. That's a very profound message. Well, I mean, you can't use that. Well, I beg to fucking differ. I'm pretty sure creation can use whatever the fuck it wants, with or without our consent. Four of Autumn, manage your resources wisely. Achieve a balance in how you spend and save money. Help out those who are less fortunate. Manage your resources wisely. Achieve a balance in how you spend and save your energy. Help out those who are less fortunate. So allow yourself to continue to accrue that frequency. Do not discharge that energy until you are instructed to do so. Not by me, but by the Blu-ray, whatever team. So, Princess of Summer, gentle, sensitive, kind, inexperienced, a new relationship or emotional experience. Invitation to social events. Fuck that. I'm going to wash my hair that day. Compassionate friend you can share your concerns with. Invitation to social events. She got invited to this social event. Bitch, don't go. Flake. Flake on that event. So she got invited to a social event. Turns out the event heads towards a tower. She got all dressed up and was led to a fucking tower. Yeah, no, fuck that. Card number 6, the Lovers. True love that's long-lasting. Choices made from the heart. A return to good health. Let me, lovers. Pour some sugar on me. Love, beauty, perfection, harmony, trust, romance, deep feeling, optimism, freedom of emotion, testing someone. Freedom of emotion. The Blu-ray's fuel is rage, in case you wanted to know. Emmie, why are you so angry? Because I'm fueled up, bitches. Not you guys. Sorry. Not you guys, but I'm fueled up. Yeah, ready. I'm ready. It's go time. It's go time. Let's end on this note and kind of just allow ourselves to experience the next few weeks with like eyes wide open, not out of fear, but out of curiosity. Okay? Anytime you want to be afraid, anytime you feel like you have no other choice but to be afraid, become curious instead. Become so curious that you can't let this go and you need to really just find out everything you can. And when you find out everything you can, you'll know you found out everything you can because you no longer need to look. And it's at that point you'll realize that you're also no longer afraid. Oh, boo, bitch, we mad. We ready for war. Shit. I'm here for reconstruction. Y'all do that war shit on your own. No, I'm joking. I don't know what I'm here for. I just know you want some, I got some. I'm joking. So you guys, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. Share this out. I don't care if it's almost an hour and a half long. Share it out to people who you suspect are Blu-rays, okay? We got to invest time in ourselves. This message might not resonate for everybody, but it's definitely a message that needs to be received or be sent to the people who do need to hear it, okay? Because it's really not for everybody, not even for all Blu-rays. It's pretty intense. It's like cloister level of intensity. So yeah, please give this message give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell and join me when I'm live. Bye, guys.